Stonehenge, a place of wonder and mystery, has held secrets for centuries. Beneath the ancient stones, a dark secret lay hidden for thousands of years. A skeleton not laid to rest but brutally murdered. This is the story of that discovery. In the shadow of the stones, archaeologists made a startling find: a human skeleton dating back thousands of years. This was no peaceful burial, this was a murder victim. The year was somewhere between 1901 and 1950. It was a time when the world was still uncovering the secrets of its ancient past, and archaeology was a burgeoning field of study. The early 20th century saw a surge in interest in uncovering the mysteries of ancient civilizations, and Stonehenge was one of the most enigmatic sites drawing the attention of scholars and adventurers alike. Archaeologists were excavating a new section near the outer ring of Stonehenge. This iconic monument with its massive stone structures had long been a subject of fascination and speculation. The team was meticulously digging, layer by layer, hoping to uncover new insights into the lives of those who had built and used this ancient site. They were hoping to find evidence of early settlements, perhaps tools or pottery. Such artifacts would provide valuable clues about the daily lives, cultures, and technologies of the people who once inhabited the area. Each shard of pottery, each fragment of a tool, was a piece of the puzzle that could help reconstruct the story of Stonehenge's past. What they found instead was far more intriguing. As they carefully brushed away the soil, they uncovered something unexpected. The excitement in the air was palpable, as the team realized they had stumbled upon a significant discovery that could change their understanding of the site. The skeleton was discovered in a shallow pit lying on its side in a fetal position. This unusual find immediately raised questions. Who was this person? How did they come to be buried here in such a peculiar manner? The positioning of the body suggested a story that was waiting to be told. It was clear from the start that this was no ordinary burial. The lack of typical grave goods, which were often buried with the deceased to accompany them in the afterlife, was striking. This absence hinted at a different kind of ritual or perhaps a more tragic end. The position of the body, the lack of grave goods, and the damage to the bones all pointed towards a sinister end. The skeleton showed signs of trauma, with several bones bearing marks that suggested a violent death. The archaeologists were left to piece together the evidence, to understand the circumstances that led to this individual's final resting place. This discovery opened up new avenues of inquiry, challenging previous assumptions and sparking debates about the darker aspects of life in ancient times. The skeleton was carefully removed from the site, each bone meticulously catalogued and preserved to ensure no detail was lost. It was then taken to a state-of-the-art laboratory for further analysis, where scientists could use advanced technology to uncover its secrets. Experts in forensic anthropology began the painstaking work of piecing together the story of this ancient murder. They examined every fragment, looking for clues that could reveal the identity and fate of this individual. Who was this person, and why had they been killed? The team of researchers gathered around, discussing their findings and theories, each piece of evidence bringing them closer to the truth. The first step was to determine the sex and age of the skeleton. This involved careful measurement and comparison of the bones to known standards. Based on the size and shape of the bones, it was determined to be a young male, probably in his late teens or early 20s. The condition of the bones suggested he had been healthy, with no signs of disease or malnutrition. He would have been of average height for the time, around 5 feet 6 inches. This information, while valuable, was just the beginning. The team needed to uncover more about his life and the circumstances of his death. Using 3D imaging technology, forensic scientists began to reconstruct his face, hoping to provide a visual representation that could offer further insights. Alongside the bones, various artifacts were found, including tools and personal items that could provide context to his life and times. Soil samples from the site were also analyzed, revealing details about the environment he lived in and possibly the conditions surrounding his death. DNA analysis was conducted to determine his genetic background, which could link him to a specific population or even living descendants. Each discovery brought the team closer to solving the mystery, and with every breakthrough, the story of this young man began to unfold, piece by piece. Examining the skeleton more closely, the forensic team discovered something chilling. The bones told a story of violence. There were multiple fractures, some healed, some fresh. This was not a man who had died peacefully. The skull showed signs of blunt force trauma, likely from a blow to the head. There were also defensive wounds on the arms and hands, suggesting the young man had tried to fight back against his attacker. Section 5. Signs of a struggle. The position of the body, curled in a fetal position, further hinted at the victim's final moments. It suggested he had been left to die, possibly in pain and fear. The lack of any grave goods, typical in ancient burials, further pointed towards a hasty and unceremonious disposal of the body. This was not a ritualistic killing or a sacrifice. This was personal. Someone had wanted this young man dead, but who and why? Section 6. A violent end. The discovery of the murdered skeleton at Stonehenge sent shockwaves through the archaeological community. It challenged the prevailing view of Stonehenge as a place of peaceful ceremony and worship. Clearly, there was a darker side to this iconic site. The murder painted a vivid picture of the violence that was all too common in the ancient world. It served as a stark reminder that even in seemingly sacred places, darkness could lurk. Section 7. Clues from the grave. Though the skeleton provided valuable insights into the violent act, it offered few clues about the identity of the victim or the perpetrator. The lack of artifacts buried with him deepened the mystery. Was he local or an outsider? What brought him to Stonehenge? Analysis of the skeletal remains revealed clues about his diet and lifestyle. Isotope analysis suggested he was not local to the Stonehenge area, hinting at a possible origin further north. This raised more questions than answers. What was his purpose in traveling to Stonehenge? Section 8. Life and Death at Stonehenge. The discovery of the murdered skeleton forced archaeologists to reconsider their understanding of Stonehenge and the people who lived and died there. This finding was not just a mere addition to the historical records but a significant revelation that painted a more vivid picture of the past. The skeleton, with its telltale signs of violent death, suggested that the area around Stonehenge was not just a serene place of worship and celestial observation, but also a site of human drama and conflict. It was no longer just a monument of celestial alignments and religious rituals. The stones, which had stood for millennia, bore silent witness to the lives of those who built and used them. The solstices and equinoxes marked by the alignment of the stones were significant, but they were just one aspect of the multifaceted history of Stonehenge. It was also a place where life and death played out in all its complexity and brutality. The ancient village life, reconstructed through meticulous archaeological work, revealed a community that thrived, struggled, and faced the harsh realities of their time. The burial sites, with their carefully placed remains, told stories of reverence and respect for the dead, but also hinted at the violence that sometimes erupted within these communities. The murder served as a stark reminder that the past was not always idyllic. The forensic examination of the ancient bones revealed injuries that spoke of a violent end, challenging the romanticized view of prehistoric life. The damaged skeleton, with its broken bones and signs of trauma, was a testament to the darker side of human nature that has persisted through the ages. It was a world of conflict, violence, and intrigue, much like our own. The discovery of ancient weapons and scenes depicting warfare provided further evidence of the turbulent times. These artifacts, unearthed from the soil, told tales of battles fought and lives lost, adding another layer to the complex history of Stonehenge. The skeleton offered a glimpse into the lives and deaths of the people who lived, worked, and died in the shadow of Stonehenge. The ongoing work of archaeologists at the site continues to uncover new details, each discovery adding to our understanding of this ancient monument. The reenactments of daily life and burial rituals bring to life the stories of those who once called this place home, reminding us that Stonehenge was not just a monument but a vibrant community with a rich and complex history. Section 9. The Darker Side of History. The discovery of the murdered skeleton at Stonehenge highlighted a universal truth. Even the most iconic and seemingly peaceful places have a hidden history. It served as a reminder that history is not always pretty, and that darkness can lurk in the most unexpected places. The murder also raised intriguing questions about the nature of violence and conflict in the ancient world. Was this an isolated incident, or was Stonehenge a more dangerous place than previously thought? Section 10. Stonehenge, a place of secrets. The discovery of the murdered skeleton at Stonehenge is just one of many mysteries surrounding this enigmatic site. Despite centuries of study, Stonehenge continues to hold its secrets close. Who were the people who built it? What was its true purpose? The murdered skeleton reminds us that Stonehenge was not just a monument, but a place where people lived, loved, and died. It was a place of both great joy and great sorrow. Section 11. Unraveling Time. The discovery of the murdered skeleton under Stonehenge serves as a powerful reminder that the past is never truly past. It is buried beneath our feet, waiting to be discovered and understood. Each artifact, each bone, each stone tells a story. It is up to us to listen. The murdered skeleton of Stonehenge is a mystery that may never be fully solved, but it serves as a reminder that the past is a complex and often brutal place, and that even in death there are stories waiting to be told.